Imagine standing in the ruins of who you thought you were. The walls of your identity, carefully built from ambition, approval, and expectation, have crumbled. Maybe it was a spiritual awakening that shook you to your core. Maybe a heartbreak, a psychedelic journey, or a quiet unraveling after years of carrying a weight you didn't even name. Whatever it was, you felt it. The moment your ego dissolved, leaving you in a vast, silent void. For a heartbeat, it was freedom, like the world paused to let you breathe. But now you're adrift, surrounded by the echoes of a life that no longer feels like yours. The question haunts you. How do I find my fire again? This isn't just a moment, it's a rebirth. Carl Jung, the visionary who dove into the depths of the human soul, called this the death of the persona, the mask we wear to survive the world. But he also saw it as a beginning, a chance to uncover a truer, fiercer you. So how do you move from this hollow space into a life that pulses with meaning? How do you find motivation that doesn't feel like chasing shadows? This journey isn't about hustle or quick fixes. It's about igniting a soul-deep fire that burns from truth, not ego. Stay with me, because by the end of this you'll hold a map, not back to who you were, but to who you were always meant to be. Let's step into the void together and find the spark waiting there. Lesson 1. The void, where the old self fades. You're here, standing in emptiness. It's not depression, not quite apathy. It's a strange, heavy stillness, like the world is holding its breath. The goals that once drove you, success, status, being someone, feel like relics from a life that's no longer yours. Affirmations ring hollow. Vision boards sit forgotten. You don't lack motivation. You lack a self to anchor it. This is the void, the aftermath of ego death, where the person you thought you were is dissolved. Jung called this the death of the persona, the mask you wore to fit in, to win approval, to survive. It's disorienting, like waking up in a stranger's house, unsure of where you belong. But here's the truth. This isn't a dead end. It's a doorway to individuation, the sacred journey of weaving together the conscious and unconscious parts of you to birth a self that's real, not a performance. You're not lost. You're recalibrating, shedding a skin that was never truly yours. Right now, the things you used to chase don't light you up because they were built on survival, not sovereignty. You're not lazy. You're transitioning. And your soul, it's already whispering. In dreams that linger like riddles, in synchronicities that feel like cosmic nudges, in quiet urges to move, create, or simply be. The void isn't empty. It's alive with possibility. All you need to do is listen. Take a moment. You're not failing. You're becoming. If this resonates, if you're ready to explore the deeper layers of your soul, hit that subscribe button and join a community of dreamers and truth seekers who are done pretending. Let's keep moving forward. Lesson 2. The trap of resistance. Breaking free from the fight. Here's where it gets raw. You're in the void, and it's exhausting. Not because you're doing too much, but because you're fighting too hard. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, your inner critic screaming, "Why can't I get up? Why don't I care? What's wrong with me?" That voice is relentless and it's draining your soul dry. The tiredness, the lack of drive, it's not the problem. The problem is your resistance to it. You're not just tired, you're wrestling with yourself, burning energies trying to be anywhere but here. Jung saw this clearly. He said, what you resist not only persists but will grow in size. He was talking about the shadow, the parts of you you've buried, judged, or pushed away. Your laziness, your sadness, your fear, they're not your enemies. They're pieces of you begging to be heard. When you fight them, you split yourself in two, leaking energy in a battle you can't win. But what if you stopped fighting? What if you let yourself feel the weight of your tiredness, the ache of your sadness without shame? Picture this. You're lying there. Instead of spiraling into guilt, you whisper, "I'm exhausted, and that's okay. I'm going to feel it fully." Your body softens, your heart unclenches, and in that surrender, something stirs. A spark of curiosity, a fleeting urge to write, a pull to step outside and feel the breeze on your skin. That's not forced motivation. That's your soul waking up, ready to move. Emotions aren't good or bad. They're energy, waiting to flow, to be expressed, to complete their cycle. Like a child who cries fiercely and then laughs minutes later, you can learn to let your feelings move through you. Sadness is your art, grieving a loss. Anger is your truth demanding a voice. Fear is your body trying to keep you safe. Stop judging them, feel them, and watch them transform into the fuel for your next chapter. Lesson 3, the alchemy of creativity. Turning pain into power. Now let's ignite something extraordinary. What if the emotions you're fighting, your laziness, your sadness, your fear, are your greatest muse? What if they're not chains holding you back, but invitations to create something bold and true? Imagine writing a poem called The Fire in My Stillness, or a story titled The Courage of My Fear. Sounds wild, doesn't it? But your mind loves a paradox. It thrives on the tension of opposites, the spark that comes when things don't quite fit. That's where the magic lives. Jung knew this. He said the unconscious speaks in symbols, dreams, and metaphors, offering a language your rational mind can't grasp. When you stop resisting your emotions and start dancing with them, your creativity comes alive. That sadness you've been hiding, it's the ink for your next poem. That laziness you're ashamed of, it's the seed of a painting that speaks to someone's soul. Your fear, it could birth a story that changes how the world sees courage. Try this. The next time you feel stuck, grab a pen, a canvas, or just your voice. Don't fight the feeling. Create from it. Write a letter to your sadness, raw and unfiltered. Paint your fear in bold, messy strokes. Speak your tiredness into a story that echoes in someone's heart. Let the paradox be your guide. Your shadow isn't your enemy. It's your artist holding the brush, waiting for you to say yes. This is where your power lies. Not in perfection, but in the raw, beautiful truth of who you are. Your emotions are your palette. Your soul is the canvas, and your life is the masterpiece waiting to be born. Lesson 4. The self, your soul's compass. Beneath the wreckage of your old ego lies something eternal, the self. Not your job title, not your Instagram bio, not even your personality. Jung's self is the totality of you, your light and shadow, your wounds and dreams, the blueprint of who you were always meant to be. It's the voice that whispers in dreams that feel like clues, the strange coincidence that feels like fate, the quiet urge to create something true. It's not loud or pushy, it's resonant, like a song only you can hear. But we're taught to drown it out. Society tells us to trust logic, chase results, and measure our worth by what we produce. So when the self speaks, through a random urge to rearrange your desk, a dream that lingers, or a pull to call someone you haven't thought of in years, we dismiss it. That's silly. What's the point? But those whispers, they're your compass, guiding you toward a life that feels like you. Trusting this feels like stepping into the unknown, especially when the world demands you stay grounded. You've got bills to pay, responsibilities to meet, a life to hold together. But here's the truth. Feeling your emotions, your sadness, your stillness, your fear, doesn't unravel your life. It roots you in it. The self doesn't run on deadlines or shoulds. It runs on alignment, on what feels true, even if it's quiet. So when that strange urge hits, to write a sentence, take a walk, or remove your furniture, follow it. Jung called this the transcendent function, the bridge between your conscious mind and the unconscious, where new directions are born. It's not about forcing action. It's about listening deeply and letting the path reveal itself. Lesson 5, integrating ego and soul, a new kind of motivation. Here's the final piece, and it's a revelation. You don't have to choose between your soul and the world you live in. Jung never said the ego is the enemy. It's not something to destroy. It's something to align. Your ego is your interface, the part of you that sets boundaries, makes plans, and navigates life's demands. The problem comes when it pretends it's the whole story, cut off from the deeper self. After ego death, your mission isn't to abandon structure, but to let it serve your soul. Imagine a morning routine that feels like a ritual, not a race. A workday infused with rhythm, not pressure. A life where you create not to prove yourself, but to express something real. You're not chasing motivation anymore. You're channeling it, becoming a vessel for the truth that's been waiting inside you. Start small. Let your mornings be soft. Your evenings sacred. Care for your body because it's a home for your soul, not a machine for productivity. When resistance creeps in, and it will, don't fight it. Ask what are you here to teach me? Your sadness, your stillness, your fear, they're not blocks. They're messengers, carrying the keys to your next idea, your next step, your next truth. This is the alchemy of integration. letting your ego serve your soul, your structure honor your spirit. You're not moving to achieve or avoid falling behind. You're creating because you have something to say, something to give, something that's been burning inside you, waiting for space to breathe. This is the gift of ego death. It burns away everything false so your truth can rise. You're not here to perform, to hustle, to be someone else's version of enough. You're here to live, wildly, softly, fully, in all your beautiful contradictions. Motivation isn't something you chase. It's something you embody when you align with the self. Your sadness becomes a poem that touches hearts. Your fear becomes a story that inspires courage. Your stillness becomes the spark of something new. You're standing not in a void, but at the edge of a new dawn. The self is calling, whispering through dreams, synchronicities, and quiet urges. Listen, feel, create, move when it feels true, not when the world demands it. This is your invitation to stop pushing and start living, a life that's not just motivated, but alive with purpose, passion, and truth. If this stirred your soul, if you felt a flicker of recognition or a pull towards something deeper, hit that subscribe button and join a tribe of dreamers, seekers, and truth tellers. Drop a comment below and share where you are on this journey. What's the quiet whisper you're hearing right now? Your stories could light the way for someone else. Let's keep this fire burning together because the world needs your truth and your soul's ready to shine.